Welcome to Movies and All, and welcome to my Twisters spoiler review. I finally got the opportunity to see Twisters in theaters, and in the movie, we follow a group of storm chasers who test a new storm tracking system with a social media influencer as multiple storms intensify in central Oklahoma. Twisters is just so much fun, and the best of what the disaster genre has to offer. This sequel to Twister from 1996 is not unnecessary and is a great companion to the original film when paired together. Beware, this review contains spoilers for the film, so if you haven't seen Twisters, I recommend to see the movie first before checking out the rest of this video. But if you have seen the film or don't care to be spoiled, buckle up and stay tuned for my full Twisters review. But first, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you do, and also hit the like button. It would really help me out. Alright, let's go.
If you feel it, chase it!
We're going to break down Twisters by a couple of categories. Those categories being action, plot, comedy, lessons, suspense, and horror, in that order. Action. There's not a lot of movies like Twisters out there. When you look back on Hollywood's history, you may be shocked to find how little disaster movies there are. You have your Twister from 1996, your Sharknado, Sharknado 2, Sharknado 3, Sharknado 4, and that's practically it. The disaster genre is really underappreciated for how interesting and thrilling it is. Twisters is the best of what works in the disaster genre. And it's not a genre-changing movie, but I will say it's a genre revival movie looking at how well the box office is doing for the film. And that revival is well-deserved. The action in here is fantastic and exhilarating, especially towards the end of the film with the small town and the movie theater and the rodeo scene halfway through the film. Those two action sequences are the ones that are probably going to stay with you after the credits roll. The action here just feels so grand in this movie, and that's in part because of the advance of VFX since the original film. This movie, while still using great practical effects, takes our wildest visions of a tornado and replicates it on screen. It's got double tornadoes, it's got fire tornadoes, and many EF5 tornadoes. When you think it can't get bigger and stronger, it does. This movie does best what it's meant to do best, the action. Plot. The plot in this movie is all over the place, but it does take itself seriously when it's supposed to. The main plot of the Storm Par and the Tornado Wranglers is very confusing, from what they're trying to achieve in advance to their rivalry with each other. In the end, I could care less about these groups and what their advancement tornado technology is, which contrasts the plot of the first film. What really carries the plot of this movie are the characters themselves and their urge to do something. Kate, played by Daisy Edgar Jones, is the embodiment of that plot, seeing her being afraid of Twisters to her being inside of one of the biggest Twisters, unfazed. Her story is more important in the overall ending of the movie. Tyler Owens, played by Glenn Powell, also has a character journey, going from a social media influencer to a humble storm chaser who loves what he does. The relationship between Kate and Tyler is also a very interesting aspect of the story. While not a romantic relationship, it is a relationship of passion of careers, passion of storm chasing. We'll get to that later when we talk about lessons. But their relationship is very interesting as it contrasts the relationship with Bill and Joe from the original movie. The last standout in the plot are the tornadoes themselves. Let's give it up for them. The movie takes the tornadoes seriously, acknowledging how life-changing and threatening it may be, but it also acknowledges how majestic nature is, how unpredictable the world around us is. This idea is best represented by the great score of this film, and I don't give that compliment to every movie, I really mean it, but this movie really stands on the shoulder of the score. Overall, the plot is fun, but unnecessarily complex. Comedy. The comedy in this movie really helps it stay together. The comedy is the secret sauce of this movie. It helps keep the story entertaining and the plot moving while never pivoting to a comedy movie. It always circles back to a joke, either a tornado gag or a storm journalist Ben. Comedy is a great ingredient to create fun entertainment, and Twister surely uses it. Lessons. If you can't watch a movie without learning from it, what's the point of even watching? That's what I like to say about movies, and I find that to be the magic in movies for me. And the lessons to learn from Twisters is the lesson of passion. Just like Tyler said,
If you feel it, chase it!
This message is very well executed, considering this is the filmmaker that made the Oscar-nominated movie Minari. The movie even ends with the message of passion being displayed with Kate and Tyler leaving the airport to catch a storm. Another lesson that Kate learns throughout the film is that your past shouldn't defy you. Just because her friends died in a tornado doesn't mean it should defy her and her future. She always loved weather, and she should continue to as she learns from the movie more clearly from her mother when she returns home. The messages in Twister are shockingly good for an action movie, making the movie worth seeing just for the lessons. Suspense. This movie lives on suspense. Everything from the opening scene with the tornado taking her friends to the rodeo to the movie theater. Plot-wise, the movie is predictable, but action-wise, this movie is very unpredictable, keeping you at the edge of your seat, making you worried about Kate and Tyler and whether they'll survive some of these intense tornadoes. And I mean it, they are intense tornadoes. Horror. There's not much horror in the movie, but the realistic elements of the movie and how intense it is may frighten some audiences. I don't think this movie is way more than intense and terrifying than the original, but because of advanced VFX and CGI, more sequences than ever before are frightening, really showing you how scary Mother Nature can be. Alright, now that I have broken down all the categories, it's time for me to reveal my final ratings for Twisters. These ratings will be out of 5. Action, I give 4.5. Plot, I give 3. Comedy, I give 2.5. Lessons, I give 2. Suspense, I give 4.5. And horror, I give 1. Overall, I think it's a perfect 4.0. It's perfect 4. And I think it's well deserved because it's such a fun film to see. I'd also recommend you to see Twisters in theaters because it's definitely a theater movie worth seeing on a big screen. Thanks for watching my Twister spoiler review. Please share any opinions down below. I'd love to read them. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you do, and also hit the like button. It really helped me out. I'm Dabood from Movies and All. Hasta la vista.